All right, looks like we are live. What's up, YouTube? You are tuned in to Katie Talk One on One. Big shout out to Talk Nation and big shout out to all of my new subscribers. Thank you for your support. So, I am coming today talking about Kanye West presidential campaign. So, I don't know if you guys actually heard, but I'm sure you have. Everybody been ranting and raving about this all day today. So Kanye West actually, he's very, very expressive and he's very outspoken. Okay, so when he opened up his mouth, sometimes you never know what may come out. So what he actually said today, it was actually a comment about Harriet Tubman. And it actually rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. It rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. So actually what he ended up saying. Well, I'm going to let you guys hear it yourself, and I'm going to let you be the judge of what he said. Okay, but I'm going to say this first. So, I know sometimes when it comes to things that we hear across the internet, things that get put out on the internet, most of the time you hear those little bits and pieces of what people want to present to you. But it took me a minute to actually find the part where he actually said what he said and then he explained it. So you guys take a listen to this. So I kind of got the full part of what he was trying to say when he ended up saying she freed the slaves and all that. Okay, here we go. Listen.
Well, Harriet Tubman never actually freed the slaves. She just had the slaves go work for other white people. National Basketball Association is not owned by any blacks. Universal Music is not owned by any blacks. Any celebrity that you see talking is not the real power. Because the real power, and I am putting my mind on the life today to speak about, you don't see them. You don't see the real power. You don't know who's putting the internet in your school just to trap you. You don't know who's targeting you. Black woman in between the ages of 12 to 21 that follows this person in order to buy this product. You don't know who's the head of the boards. In risk or no risk of losing whatever deal possible, I am not on the board at Adidas. I am not on the board at Gap. And that has to change today. Or I walk away. Because don't believe that because they put the second woman, not the first, on the bus, the first woman, you know that story where I'm going, right? There was a girl, well, do you remember her name? Rosa Parks. There was a dark-skinned woman. What was she, 15? 15. She was pregnant out of wedlock. So she couldn't start the movement. She couldn't put the bricks in the streets. I don't know much about George Soros in all honesty. I do not know much about this man, so I would have bear false witness. I need to educate myself more about things, but also these things is we pinpoint names. We pinpoint people, we attack each other. We are all equal in God's eyes. Sometimes people are controlled by demons. Sometimes people are controlled by the environment that we are in. But we are all God's people. There is no bad people. There are lost people. But we are all God's people. There's no left, right, red, blue. That's why my hair is purple today. And everyone, I've never got next to someone who didn't become more prosperous because of it. George make homes in one day. Well, we're doing the same thing. We're making homeless shelters. So I would like to meet with George Soros on that. Mark Zuckerberg would like to bring the internet into Africa. Okay, well, let's meet Mark Zuckerberg, because when you went to Africa, they said no. China is buying land in Africa. Okay, well, my deal with Adidas is no longer that I get a 15% royalty. I'm giving them the 15% royalty. Wait a second. I don't want to hear. I will let you know when I'm finished with my thoughts. And I will prefer 10. I like those who was a 20, and I'm giving them a 15% royalty. And because of their 15% royalty, it made me into a billionaire, which could make me off of this speech alone at zero tomorrow. But when God calls Moses, he has to leave his country job, working for the Egyptians, and free the people. And the freedom does not come from an election. The freedom comes from you not loading up pornography. The freedom comes from you not taking the Percocet. The freedom comes from you not downing your brother and your sister. The freedom comes from you putting that gun down and not shooting people at the gas station. It has nothing to do with this election. It only has to do with God and God's people. Jesus said, come on.
Okay, so that's exactly what he ended up saying. That's what he ended up saying. And it kind of takes me back to, I believe it kind of takes me back to everything that's been going on that we've been seeing. Okay, you guys know the story broke a couple of days ago about the Tamar Braxton thing, and she was just speaking on that network that she had her family doing, the reality show, how they like to portray certain people in a certain light. So, what he was talking about with the Rosa Parks situation, the original person that refused to get up was a single black, dark skinned girl that, she was pregnant out of wedlock and stuff like that. As you guys know, back in those days, back when the civil rights movement was going on, it was more people promoting families in the forefront. So a single black woman, especially, being darker skinned, that wasn't the person who they wanted to put on the forefront in front of everybody to show that, oh, she didn't get up. So the person that they put on the forefront was, Rosa Parks, which was a lighter skinned woman. I believe she was married, and she just had a different image from the original person. And what he was talking about, how a lot of people, you guys think that a lot of these celebrities, well, I'm probably sure you guys know, a lot of these celebrities don't have control over a lot of stuff. A lot of them, have partnerships, and they have deals under certain things, and they only own a small percentage of it. A lot of them spend a lot of time, basically just working hard for years on end, and at the end, some of them end up leaving this earth with nothing. So, as far as the thing he was talking about with Harriet Tubman, I really don't know factual, actual, the thing that he was saying about her taking them to another slave owner. I don't have facts about that, but in the sense of where he was saying a lot of people out here are not in power like you think, I kind of feel him on that. But it kind of shows you context really does matter, because a lot of the videos that I searched for and a lot of the other YouTubers that I looked at that was talking about this, they didn't show the just the whole context of what he was saying. Like when he went and explained himself about what he was talking about. And it's like once you heard everything instead of that little bitty snippet that everybody wanted you to hear, it's like you kind of got a smaller, better understanding of where he was coming from. And speaking of Tamar Braxton, okay, you guys know I did do a video about, I did end up doing a video about her a few days ago. And I ended up seeing where on Twitter she ended up posting a very, very, I say like kind of spooky type of tweet. She ended up posting a tweet and she was just saying some stuff. I'm gonna read it. Hold on, let me see this. Okay, so let me go here. I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna go right here. Okay, here we go. So she ended up posting a tweet saying some stuff. And it just kind of, I just looked at it like, whoever, I just think like this. If you're around a person and they're going through like depression, or if a person have any type of past, any kind of mental conditions or anything like that, if you see the signs, most definitely it is so, so, so important to get them some type of help. It's so important. It's so important to make sure the people that you are around get the help that they need. So I just think this tweet that she put out, I was just thinking like her boyfriend did anything like, wake him up, and did he ever think, oh, I need to go get my baby some help. Okay, so here's one of the tweets. Okay, first of all, the day of, or I think this was the day of that, she attempted to leave this earth. She ended up changing her name to Tamar Slave Braxton. So she ended up changing her name to Tamar Slave Braxton. And she ended up making another tweet saying, I am a slave. I do not own my life, my stories, my pictures, my thoughts, or beliefs. I've asked Master to free me. I'm threatened and pushed, and she's punished for it. The only way I see out is leaving this earth. I will choose that before I continue to love like this. Please help me. And she has the prayer hands up. So this is the same day that she attempted to leave this earth that she posted that. And I also remember her making other tweets, and she was actually saying she's very ashamed that she did the reality show, and she kind of was the cause, the middle person of her family being put in a bad light, the way that they have to be portrayed. And she was also saying the ratings for her reality show with her family they're very high, and she said they're actually higher than the reality show that the Kardashians have, but she said that she gets paid way, way less than what the Kardashians are paid. So she was going through it's always a peak. It's always a peak of things that happen before people actually do stuff like that. Before people actually do stuff like that. Okay, I'm going to her Twitter now. Let me see. Okay, so it's a lot of people, posting things about her. Let's see. Okay, all my prayer warriors, let's pray for our sister Tamar Braxton, for those who believe in the power of prayer and her family. So Missy tweeted that. I was trying to find a tweet of what she was saying, but yes, she was going through a lot of stuff. And then I don't know if you guys know, but she was going through some issues as far as like not talking to some of her family. I think after the show was going on. Hey girl, what's up, D1? How you doing? Thank you for tuning in, girl. Yeah, I was just doing after I talked about Kanye, I was doing a little brief little update on Tamar. So yeah, it's a lot of people sending out a lot of love towards Tamar. Yeah, I seen you in the live early in the Facebook live with Wiley girl. I said I'm gonna have to send you a friend request on Facebook. I'm gonna have to send you a friend request, girl. I think that was you. Yeah. So yes, I'm going to drift off into this story here. And this is actually I'm probably pretty sure you guys know, but I'm just gonna talk about it a little bit because I think it's something actually good. Okay, so I know you guys heard about the lawsuit that Monique has with Netflix. I'm pretty sure you have heard about that. So it's looking very, very hopeful for our girl Monique with this lawsuit. And after I talk about that, I'm going to drift off into something that kind of has something to do with it, but you will see. Okay. So the federal judge denies Netflix second motion to dismiss Monique's racial and gender bias lawsuit that she has against Netflix. Okay. So it looks like I didn't know even like a first time Netflix was trying to get the judge to throw out the whole case. So that was denied a second time. And it says it looks like Monique's journey towards justice is moving along. Despite the attempts to halt things, according to the deadline, a federal judge has denied Netflix's second motion to throw out the actress and comedian racial and gender bias discrimination lawsuit against the streaming platform and co-CEOs Ted. So that's the guy that's over Netflix, Ted. And it says, as previously reported, Monique lawsuit, she filed the lawsuit back in November of 2019 with her legal team. And as you guys remember, when she filed this lawsuit, a lot of people was like, Monique, you need to sit down. You don't have a lawsuit, blah, 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 this and blah, 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 that. Okay. So this ad is pretty long, but basically it's saying, hey, the judge said basically, Monique, you do have a case, honey. You do have a case. Okay, so with all that being said, I know you guys remember when everything ended up happening. I'm so glad this happening for her too. Let's see. I was praying that she would take this. Yes, and you know what, D, I was so happy to hear this, and I feel like this. If she can do it, anybody can stand up and do it. Monique is a very good representation of if I believe that I'm being done wrong, I can stand up and something can be done about it. This right here makes me so proud to see this, to see her moving forward in her lawsuit. This makes me so proud. And you know what else it made me think of 2D? I ended up just flashing back, really not flashing back because it just recently happened. Thinking about the situation that happened with Nick Cannon. Look at what's happening with Nick Cannon. Okay, he said what he ended up saying. I didn't want to touch on that situation too much because it's certain words and stuff that YouTube don't like you to say and stuff like that. But I'm gonna say this: everybody know what's happening with Nick Cannon. So, with the situation that's happening with him, he stood up for us and said some things that were actually truthful, and then he doubled back on it, and it's basically you apologize. I feel like this, and I'm pretty sure you will understand what I'm talking about, then. Yep, she's opening the doors for both of us. She's opening the doors for people of color, like, period. You are so right about that. And you know what I was thinking too? If Nick Cannon can look at her as a prime example of when you stand on what you believe in, change can come. But if you stand up, you supposed to stand up for change, and then you double back and you apologize and you basically take back all of the truth that you previously put out there. You are taking steps back. You taking steps back in the movement. So I feel like this when it comes to what Nick Cannon did. Okay, you stood up, Nick Cannon, but you sit right back down. Don't you know that took us back steps and steps and steps? And you know, he was posting tweets basically saying he want to leave this earth and stuff like that. And I really just think like this. He look at it like this. True enough, I've been out here in this entertainment industry forever. I mean, I'm the same age as Nick Cannon. He 39, I'm 39. I've been watching him since I was a little girl. So he's been doing entertainment almost most of his whole life. And I look at it like this: you've been out here entertaining, shucking and driving all this time, and you haven't saved up enough money. Let's see, Nick Cannon just became conscious. He still does. Oh yeah, you right. Hey, Miss Lecky, thank you for tuning in, girl. Hey. So yeah, you sure right. He just became conscious, and he still dates women that are other than black. Yep, he sure do. Nick Cannon still see. Let's see, he still see later pushes to. Yep, you right. And yep, he dates women. And you know what? And another thing, I remember when he was doing an interview. Now I don't know if you guys remember this, but this was a couple of weeks back. Nick Cannon ended up doing the interview, and there was a girl that actually ended up saying, because she was a darker skinned girl, they didn't really want her saying much on the stage. She got to get on the stage, but they was telling her she really couldn't say anything because she didn't have a particular look. Do y'all remember that? When and Nick Cannon was like, "Well, you're actually Haitian, so you are the prime example of exotic." It's like you guys are actually trying to push this exotic thing, but on the other hand, you're saying that I mean, don't get me wrong, a person, they are entitled to their preference and stuff like that. But I look at it like this: if you're pushing towards the forefront that you're so pro-black and you have a show, I think every now and then try to push a black female in the forefront on your show. I mean, that's the best way to show us love, is when you can push us out into the forefront just some type of way. And don't get me wrong, I see we all know, the lighter the better when it comes to the entertainment industry. It's sad but true. But at the same time, there's still a small handful of rappers that still show a lot of love to, us darker skinned females. Yep. And that's exactly why he got canceled. Yep. You sure right, D. That's exactly why he got canceled. Because I look at it like this: it seems like you're just trying to mingle and play both sides of the fence. And when it comes to you trying to stand up for your people, you cannot straddle the fence. It's either you're going to be with us or you're going to be against us, because this move is so important. This move that everybody trying to make, the BLM movement and all of that. I can't get too much out into that kind of stuff because I know YouTube don't like us talking about it. But one thing about it, when it comes to a lot of stuff that we are going through, we cannot afford to push people that are straddling the fence. I believe the people that are straddling the fence, they are the ones that's pushing our movement back. And it's like, if we really want to see change, man, we're gonna have to have some real people that's down for this fight. Cause this is not a fight that's for the weak. And I just think if somebody like Monique, somebody with the likeness of Monique, that sister is so strong and she's level headed. And even though people were talking about her and calling her crazy, she still stuck with her guns. And I commend you for that, Monique. And I wish you the best. And hey, you may look up after Monique get her settlement. Monique may strike up her own sitcom. She may go out here and get her own, what they call it, a network. You know what I'm saying? You never know. You just never know where people may be placed. Most of the people, most of the underdogs usually be the ones to come up. You know what I'm saying? Those ones that were sitting low and the ones who people were looking down on, they may be the exact ones who the bigger people may have to go to get through to the next level sometime. I mean, everybody knows since this whole pandemic been going on, A lot of the celebrities are going through a lot of stuff, and I believe that's why Tamar been going through what she been going through. A lot of them been going through hard times, and I'm not the one to sit back and like poke fun of somebody that's going through a hard time, because you keep on living, hard times are gonna see you, no matter who you are. No matter who you are, no one is immune to hard times. And it was one other story I wanted to get off into before I get up out of here. I know I came to talk about Kanye, but I got to make a few updates on some stuff. Let's see. So I talked about Tamar. I talked about her. I talked about her. Let's see. Oh yeah, it was just one little story, and this was actually, I was going to talk about a little update on the Megan and the Stallion situation, but I still haven't got any clear facts from that situation. As you guys know, she was riding in the car with Tory Lanez and one of her friend girls, I believe Chelsea. If you guys listen to Mob Radio, she is all off into it. Shout out to the Mob. She talking a whole lot about that. But I'm still just not all the way clear of whether Megan was shot, whether she cut her foot on glass. I mean, I'm really, really not for sure. So when it comes to stuff I'm really not for sure about, I don't like to get off into it. But I did see this situation where Snoop Dogg ended up making he ended up like making a song or something about his wife, basically apologize. Okay, here it is. Snoop Dogg has been in the music business for 28 years. He's been married for 23. And let's see, he's married to his wife Shantae Taylor. They have 3 children and a long relationship that has seemed to stand the test of time. So basically, she's been sticking around for all of your mess, Snoop Dogg, okay? So he ended up making some kind of song, blah blah blah, apologizing. I heard it was some BS. Okay, so that's all that is. I don't want to hear the song right here. I don't want to play the song. You guys know they'll get you for that copyright stuff. But one thing I gotta say is, I don't know. It just seemed like the black race, they are the only race of people that really highlight struggle love. Let's see, they like yep, they look at her like she an angry woman. Yep, they look at her like she is an angry woman. That's true. And why is it that when we have black women out here that actually stand up for themselves, we always got to be considered to be the angry black woman? But I mean, look, okay, I know a lot of people be like, you guys always use her for example. Okay, when it came to Tiger Woods' wife, yeah, we use her for example because that's the first time we ever seen a Caucasian lady with a golf club busting somebody's window out. So we always we always gonna use Tiger Woods' wife for an example. Okay, so Tiger Woods' wife ended up, I think, going through his phones. She's seen a whole lot of women phone numbers in his phone. She busts out his window and this and that and that. Oh yeah, you heard about that entanglement song that he heard? Yes, I'm gonna do a video about that tomorrow. I know I get off at 3 o'clock tomorrow. So I'm gonna talk about that entanglement thing. And it was one other thing I wanted to talk about. I can't remember, but I'm gonna put the live up a few hours before I do the live, but it'll be tomorrow, probably about 6, 7 sometime. Talking about that entanglement song, but I heard it's actually a good song with August Alsina and Rick Ross. I heard they going hard. I heard they going hard with that song, and I just look at it like this, Miss Lackey. I feel like August Alsina is taking full advantage of this. And if a lot of other, and I look at it like this. Okay, so he is one of, the guys that's been highlighted as a side piece. Okay. So it's if a lot of these other women out here that are side pieces, if these women can take some examples from August Alsina, I think they'll be okay. I really do, because look at August. August is actually turning his pain into some paper. And I think that's what it's about. I think if you're gonna go through, he went through the pain of, basically falling in love with a woman that he knew that was married. You know what I'm saying? So he did something that was not very smart because you fell in love with a woman that's already married and attached, even though they were separated or whatever. But since you put it out in the interview, he broke the internet and now he made a song about a word that Jada used herself and he is making money. Girl, do you know how many people gonna download this song? Like, you what you say it sound good? Oh, okay, okay. I'm gonna make sure I listen to it. I said I'm probably gonna download it myself. I think I'm gonna download it myself. But like, dude is actually turning his pain into some paper. I can't do nothing but shout him out for that. And yeah, like I was saying with that struggle love and stuff like that, I think when it comes to the black race, I'm not trying to put us down, but I'm just kind of speaking in the honest moment. It's like we highlight struggle love. And don't get me wrong, every couple goes through it, no matter what race, nationality, or creed you are, everybody go through it. But you're not gonna too much see a lot of what you say. He looking for clout. Yep, you sure right. He sure looking for clout too. That's what he doing. And he sure getting that clout too. But I just look at it like this: anything that happened in your life where you felt like you were paying from it, why not make some paper from it? Don't you think that's a smart thing to do? Just like look at what Jay-Z speaking, well, I'm not gonna call they love struggle because they're like billionaires, but look at Jay-Z and look at Beyonce. He went through the little situation where he was messing with the girl. I think her name was Rachel something. But they made a whole album. What was the album called? 444. And then she made a album called Lemonade. So they basically said, hey, I hear the tabloids starting to talk about us. Let's make an album, make some money off this. So Beyonce looked at it like, hey, I'm making some paper off of my pain. My husband cheated on me. It got out to the forefront. Everybody talking about the affair that my husband had with this quote unquote Becky with the good hair. So, hey, why not make some money off this? And I think when it comes to the entertainment industry, that's what it's about. It's not about you getting kind of put out here in the forefront and you're being embarrassed, everybody talking about you. And everybody know when you become famous, even look at the people on YouTube, the people that are YouTube famous, YouTube celebrities, when they get to a certain extent, and don't get me wrong, I want to reach the 1,000 subscribers to 10,000, 20,000 one day, guys will. But I know it's a lot of stuff that come along with it. Whenever you're famous in any way, oh yeah, I'm about to look at it right now too, Miss Lecky. Whenever you are famous in any type of way, you have to be prepared for the backlash. You got to be prepared for the backlash. And it's like, I know me, I'm like I speak my mind, I'm opinionated when it comes to a lot of things, but when it comes to my private life, I'm private when it comes to that. I'm not gonna be the YouTuber to, show everybody, here's my kids, and I'm just not that type. If you go to my YouTube page right now, I've been on YouTube since 2011. You could probably count on one and a half hands how many pictures I got of my kids up there. I am just not the open book. You know what I'm saying? And I know, let's see. Oh, your divorce will be final in 5 days, Miss Lecky. Oh, I want to interview you, girl. Look, when you had that show, make sure you send me the link because I want to come on and talk about that, girl. I want to talk about that. Yes. Girl, you seem like you getting through it fine. I'll make sure I hit you up when I finish this live too. But yeah, I just think, whenever you're in a position to be in a higher position, or if you anywhere, let's say if you Instagram famous, you Facebook famous, you a celebrity, whatever, you got to be prepared to, oh, if any of my business get out, how am I going to handle it? I think sitting back thinking, how am I going to handle it? Try to prepare yourself. Try to prepare yourself on how you're going to handle it. You got to try to prepare yourself, because if you just think, oh, I'm going to have this fame, I'm going to get the money, I'm going to be popular, oh, people are going to know me, don't think it's not going to be stuff to come along with it. Okay, don't be the person to sit back and say, I'm going to enjoy the beauty of this rose, but I'm going to forget about the thorns that are on the stem. Every rose has thorns. So you have to think like that when it comes to and I can honestly say like when it comes to Jay-Z, Beyonce, and when it comes to people like them, they have actually been able to keep their life pretty private. I don't know, they may have a whole lot of popular blogger sites on their payroll. I don't know, allegedly, I'm just guessing, allegedly, maybe they probably got a whole lot of blogger sites on their payroll. Maybe that's how they have managed to keep their relationship, pretty much on the quiet, pretty much on the hush hush. But when it came to, like, okay, for instance, I know y'all heard about, in shout out to Meladro Grams, because she the one broke this story. I know you guys remember when the quarantine first started, when Cardi B walked into their room and Offset hit their phone up his butt. Can you guys imagine being married and just you actually seeing your life unfold before your eyes on the internet when little bitty stuff like that happens? Like, she walked into a room. She walked into a room. Oh yeah, you are almost at 1K too. I sure see you, girl. You sure been grinding. Girl, I'm about to get up. I'm about to get up there myself, girl. I think I'm last I checked, I think I'm a few subscribers away from 600. I'm about to get there. But I said my goal by the end of September, I want to be at 1,000 by the end of September. So I got 2 months. I gotta grind it out. I gotta come with my lives at least, I said, 3 days a week, 3 to 4 regular videos a week, 2 to 3 lives a week. I gotta grind because I'm like, man, I haven't been putting out my lives like I'm supposed to. I think at an average I've been doing like 1 live a week or something like that. But it's like, when I be working and I do hair and stuff, so I go in and work, I stand up on my feet for a long time. I come home, take a shower, I cook for the kids, and oh, it's like when I lay down and then I like get up and I be like, dang, I should go live. And I be like, oh, I'm tired. I'm tired. But I'm like, man, I gotta get up here and do this. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. And I don't know about you guys, but I know Miss D1S, I think you are a creator, and I know Miss Lackey, you're a creator too. But to you guys, don't it feel like you gotta have so much energy when it comes to you getting in front of the camera? It's like you gotta have so much energy to do it. And it's like, oh, I feel so tired. And I gotta send a big shout out to Wiley, because man, dude is like one of the hardest working people in YouTube. I swear he is. Like, Wiley will go live. Wiley, he will go live a couple of times a day, 2, 3 times a day, and I'll be like, man, dude got stamina. Cause it's like when you go live, man, it's like it drains something out of you. I don't know what it is, but man, I seen a big shout out to people that's actually able to get up in front of the camera, like face out. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I be looking tired. My bags under my eye be looking extra thick, and I be like, I just can't get in front of the camera. I can't do it. I'm tired. I'm tired. But I'm like, I got to start pushing myself to do it, because I know I can do it. You know what I'm saying? But whew, it's like when I be working and everything together, it just be so tired sometimes. But yes, what's it say? Well, Oh, you said Wiley coming to your channel. Oh, you need to make sure you send me the link. D1, I don't know. Are you following me on Instagram? D1, post your Instagram name. I gotta make sure I'm following you. Once you post your Instagram name, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna make sure I go and follow you. So whenever Wiley come on your channel Friday, what you say if you're not tired? See, you see what I mean? But I was gonna say I'm gonna follow you on Instagram. So whenever he come on your channel, I'm gonna make sure I tune in. Most definitely. Yeah, I know what you mean. Cause sometimes it's like when we creators, we know that we have to put out a certain amount of work. You can't expect to like, let's say by next week, Miss Lecky, you be at 1,000 subscribers. You have 1,000 people that you're gonna feel more obligated to entertain them. So it's like once those subs start climbing and climbing, it's like it's more responsibility on us. We have to keep those subscribers, entertained. We don't want them to subscribe to us and be like, oh, she ain't doing nothing. What'd you say? Hold on. Okay. I'm gonna make sure I follow you on Instagram too. But yes, when I was talking about Snoop, I was just about to end it with this. When it comes to struggle love, let's say no to struggle love. You know what I'm saying? We gotta push ourselves up to say no to struggle love. I ended up seeing this post on Instagram, and it was a guy. He was like, "Yeah, I've been with my woman almost 20 years, and I didn't lied, I didn't cheated, we didn't fought, I didn't went to jail, and I mean, he was just naming a bunch of horrible stuff, and it ended with, and now we're in love." And I was like, If you guys follow Nika at Night, I think she the one posted it, but yeah, I seen a couple of other people talk about it. And let's see, Snoop cheats all the time. Oh yes, he cheat all the time. And did you guys hear when that younger girl was blasting Snoop? And she was saying, let me watch my words. But this woman was saying Snoop put like some substance on her chest and like did the substance off her chest. Like Snoop is wild. He wild. He be doing wild stuff. And it's like I feel like this. For instance, when it came to Jada and Will, the only difference between them two, even though probably both of them allegedly cheated on each other, they say the only difference is Jada, you cheated with somebody with a big mouth. If you guys are famous and y'all out here messing around and running around in the street, man, stay away from these big mouth people. Because, honey, a big mouth person gonna put you out there. They gonna put you out there. They just want some recognition and they want to be noticed. Don't think they're not gonna blast you. They will blast you, and they will blast you loud. Like, and one thing about it, and vouch for me if you know what I'm talking about. You guys can usually tell if a person is telling a lie or the truth. And let me tell you how. When a person lying, they say it quickly and bluntly and they leave it at that. But when a person telling the truth, honey, they go off into details. When a person telling the truth, they'll talk about the kind of drawers you had on. They'll talk about a birthmark you got on your rear end. They will talk about like yeah, his hair was wild and he didn't have his hair braided that day. And yeah, his socks was a little bit dirty because it looked like he was away from home for a couple of days. I mean, when somebody have that information on you and they want to blast you and they telling the truth, they go off into details. And it's like when the information presented to the mate that was cheating on and they hear it, the only thing they can say is, dang, she's not lying. She's telling the truth. Oh my God. And it's just so embarrassing. And I mean, like, if it happened to a man getting cheated on, or if it happened to a woman getting cheated on. It is so embarrassing. I mean, you guys, look at how Will Smith was sitting up there on that red table talk with his wife. Eyes all, bloodshot red, and he looking like, what you talking about, entanglement? You were in a relationship, and she laughs about it. That stuff is so embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And I just think, I just can't say, oh, if a person embarrasses you, they don't love you. But what kind of love can they have for you and they embarrass you like that? That's what I think about. And I can be honest and say, like, what you say? And I could be honest and say, like, when it comes to a lot of stuff that I see in these marriages these days, I'm 39 years old and I haven't been married yet. But when I see a lot of the mess that go on in these marriages, I'm just not up here in a hurry to run out here and jump the room and tie the knot. Because I be thinking, man, what if somebody embarrassed me like that? My God. And hey, I guess I'll probably end up like I end up being just like August. I will turn my pain into some paper. If you embarrass me, honey, I will make a whole show talking about what you did. I will talk about it and I will talk about it. And I will make some paper off of my pain. And speaking of paper off my pain, um yes, I said I'm gonna do a story time about a situation that happened with me. So I'm probably gonna intertwine that with the live I'm gonna do tomorrow. So you guys most definitely want to tune into that. I was saying I was gonna do it when I hit 500 subs, so I'm like a little bit over 500. So most definitely I'm coming with that. So thank you all so much for tuning in. If you have not yet, please tap that like button. If you get a little rating symbol, make sure you rate some good stuff on my videos and submit that. If you have not yet, hit that subscribe button and all that good stuff. Hit all the good buttons you can push, honey. Oh yes, and my D, most definitely I'm gonna hit you up on Instagram because I want to see you I want to see you interview Wiley and everything. I want to see that. Big shout out to Wiley. Big shout out to you, Miss Lackey. Big shout out to D1. Everybody, y'all make sure y'all go and check them out and all that good stuff. So I'm about to sign on out and lay my clothes out. I got to get up and go to work in the morning. But thank you guys for your time. Thank you for tuning in, Talk Nation. Yes, thank you so much for tuning in. And I will be coming back tomorrow, most definitely. I'm gonna get off work, take me a shower, take me a nap, and all that good stuff. And I will be back tomorrow. And I'm gonna make this live a little bit longer. I said I'm gonna go ahead and get the little deal plan with the StreamYard because I think it make it where you can go like live for a longer time. I think you can go live for some hours and hours on end. But I said I'm gonna go ahead and get the deal before this week up and probably set up me a little background and make my StreamYard look a little fancier. But yes, I'm signing out. Katie Talk 101. Thank you guys for tuning in. Love you, Talk Nation. Love you, YouTube. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button if you have not. And I'm signing out. Love y'all.